What's up, my MidJourney community and people who want to learn more advanced tips and tricks for this amazing tool. I got a really great tutorial for you today, and I'm going to show you the must-know fundamental tips and tricks to become an advanced MidJourneyman and to save some time as well as organize your workflow. And then I'll show you some unique tips and tricks to separate you from the thousands of people that are hundreds of thousands of people that are jumping into this AI art revolution right now. Before we get started, I got a few items for the people that didn't watch my previous video. This is an advanced tutorial, but I'll cover some of the basics because they're related to some of the more advanced tricks, but for the most part, I'll just be glossing over anything that's pretty basic. If you want to learn more about the basics of MidJourney, like prompt anatomy as well as prompt crafting, how to do the /imagine function and some of the basic MidJourney commands, as well as the pricing options, the $10 versus the $30, how do I make my pictures private, those videos are going to be in the video description. I'll also leave a link here at the top right, so you can go ahead and click on that too and watch those first. But make sure to come back here because this is going to be the video where you're going to learn a lot more unique things rather than the other stuff you're going to see from the standard tutorials out there. So make sure to come back here. Just a heads up, this video is going to be a bit longer than normal because I'm not just going to show you how to use the tools, but I'm also going to show you why you would care about these tools and how it can help you improve your workflow as an AI artist, as well as help you throughout your journey, or your MidJourney rather. Alright, first and foremost, this is still kind of basic, but there's a MidJourney manual out there. Contrary to popular belief, it's not just word of mouth and on Reddits and stuff. There is an actual manual out there, so anything that someone says on YouTube, you could confirm it in this manual. But just keep in mind that the rate of AI art is moving. It's moving so fast that this manual is going to be outdated pretty soon. For example, a lot of the version 4 stuff doesn't apply because some of these like stylized commands and things, we'll go over it later, but they don't work with version 4. So I want to go over some of the settings real quick. So to get to settings, you'll type /settings, enter. Who would have guessed, right? And here you'll see a bunch of options here. And the ones that are highlighted are going to show up with every prompt. It's going to automatically put the command for you every time you prompt something. So here at the top, you're going to see the different versions and make sure that it's on version 4. Version 4 is better by leaps and bounds. So I would make sure it's there. And that's the biggest thing you want to check here. Next is a new option called Niji Mode. So Niji Mode is basically anime mode. So if you put this in, everything's going to turn to anime. But it creates some interesting effects. So if you combine it with darker pictures, it creates some pretty cool stuff. But you don't have to actually enable this. You can just type /Niji at the end of your prompt. So the next feature that you want enabled is remix mode. So you want this on by default, and I don't see a reason why you wouldn't have this on. So it just gives you kind of less functionality if you don't have it on. So make sure that's in the green. What this does is it gives you the ability to, when you make a variation, you can actually change things about the prompt in here. Normally, if you don't have that on, it's just going to start making the variation without any of your input. So just make sure that's on. Then the last two is fast and relax mode. And so this is actually, I went over this in my basic tutorial on what each one has, but you don't have to enable it here. You can just type in /fast or /relax in here just like this. And normally when you start typing something, it'll start to fill it out for you. If you forget the command, you could just type in the first few letters. So another reason I wanted to show you this is because version 4 doesn't work with some of these settings here. So MJ test photo, or also known as --test P, doesn't work with version 4. And also some of the aspect ratios other than 3:2 or 2:3 doesn't work with version 4. And it says right here when I try to put a 9:16 that it doesn't work with version 4. So just keep that in mind when you're prompting. Another one that it doesn't work with version 4 is --video. So that kind of sucks because that was a pretty cool thing to have because it actually shows you the morphing of your picture from beginning to end. It shows you the whole diffusion thing, but you can still use that in version 3, and you can actually descale a picture from 4 to 3 to actually see that. Your picture is going to look a little bit different, of course. So just keep that in mind when you prompt. So now it's a good time to segue into /prefer suffix. Similar to settings, when you enable MidJourney 4 or Niji Mode in settings, it's going to be in every single prompt. So that's what prefer suffix does, but you're manually defining what you want to put in there. So if it's a prompt, if it's like a aspect resolution or a particular command, you can define it as a prefer suffix. And so let's try that out now. All you got to do now is actually go into the prompt here and type in /pre, and then you'll see here that prefer suffix is there. So go ahead and click on that. And then now you can press tab twice or click on new value. I'm going to press tab twice. Now I'm in the new value box and I could type stuff in here. So I already got something prepared. So I'm going to paste it in here. I put photorealistic, intricate detail, volumetric lighting, octane render, --AR 2x3. One thing to keep in mind, you don't want to put something that's going to break your prompt every single time. So if I'm on version 4, I can't put 9x16 or the prompt's going to be broken every single time I do something. So don't do that. So this looks good and this is not going to mess anything up. So I'm going to press enter twice or just once actually. And you see now it says Suffix is photorealistic, all the stuff that I specified. And this is actually going to be in the prompt every single time. So let's try it out. So I'm going to type /imagine, then I'll put skull queen. And you'll see here that all the other things that were in the defined pre-suffix or prefer suffix is in here. Photorealistic, intricate detail, volumetric lighting, all that stuff is there. So that's what that does. And if you want to take it out, you would actually type in /pre, go back to prefer suffix and don't define the value. Just press enter and it actually says suffix is now removed. So just put 0 or just put nothing as the value, excuse me, but nothing is the value and it'll remove it. Let's take a look at what our prefer suffix gave us with the skull queen command. So it added all this stuff here and let's look at the picture itself and it looks pretty damn nice. So if you don't know, skull queen always makes a pretty picture depending on what your preferences is. But you can see here the crown, everything is so intricately detailed. So it's pretty nice. And to improve on these types of pictures, you would definitely add something like eerie or dark fantasy or liquefied smoke or mist or something just to make it just set the mood to have a real dark background. But this looks pretty damn nice. So MidJourney version 4 is simply amazing and you guys are lucky, man, because I had to deal with version 1, 2, and 3, and to get this kinds of detail you had to write a paragraph long essay on why your picture should look like this. And version 4 you put in one word with some prefer suffixes and look at the detail that you get on these things. It's pretty amazing. So I mean, wow. But I personally don't like the prefer suffix command and I never use it. It's more for people that are doing one project and you want to do the same thing every time and then you have to erase it afterwards. So that's not really useful to me. So what I like to do, which is much better, is the prefer option set. If you're working at this and you're going to become a pro at it, you need to use this because you can't be remembering all these cool commands and looking at other people's designs and trying to remember which one creates smoky mist. You have to put it in a preferred option set, which I'm going to show you right now. Preferred option set is definitely the preferred way to do this. You probably saw the pun in there, but let's try this out here. Let's type in /pre and you'll see here the options. There's preferred option set, which is the first one for me. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on it and you see here now it's in a box that says options. So this is the word that you're going to define. So I'm going to define one called photo. All right, then I'm going to press tab twice. I had to press it 3 times. Then value is going to be what you're going to put for the command that's going to happen every time that you add this. So I'm going to paste the stuff that was in the prefer suffix. So you see here the photorealistic, the intricate detail, all that stuff is in here now. Now I'm going to press enter. Right, so now we have that custom option. So now every time I put --photo at the end, it's actually gonna put all this stuff in here. So let's try it out. So I'm gonna put /imagine angel, and then I'm just gonna type /photo and enter and check it out. So it added all that stuff, and so this is a perfect way. I mean, if you're going through the MidJourney community tab and you're looking at all the pictures that have some pretty cool stuff, you can copy some of the, not copy everything, but copy the actual things that make that style, and then you can actually put this in here and you could just add the command, which is pretty awesome. This is the way to remember this stuff. You don't want to write this on a notepad. You don't want to have to try and remember it. You need to use this thing right here, preferred option set. And if you learn one thing, this is probably one of the best things that you could learn. All right, so let's take a look at what our output was for just the word angel. So it put all this photorealistic, this intricate detail, everything was put there just by putting --photo at the end. And take a look at this. I don't know why this one's a statue, but it looks amazing. So all right, that looks beautiful in version 4, man. Pretty amazing. You might be thinking to yourself that I'm not going to remember that command or the values that I defined if I defined a bunch of them. And don't worry about it. It's not that hard. So you don't even have to remember the command. You just have to go in here and press /pre, and then you'll find here there's a /prefer option list. So you don't even have to remember the actual command. Then you click on that, and then the list will show you everything that's there. So I only have the one, which is the photo, but it'll show you everything in here. So you see photo and you see all the definitions of it. So when I put -- photo, it's going to put photorealistic, intricate detail. It's going to put all that stuff at my prompt. So this is a really powerful tool that you need to use. You need to go through the community tab and look at all the different things that make a photo special and add a particular option set just for that, just so you can get that particular style when you put -- whatever you want. Like if something was misty with liquid smoke and you want that look, put -- liquid smoke for one of the option sets, and then you could just put it in here every time. So check it out. So this is my list here, and it's only one long, but normally you'd have 10 or 20. I've erased all of them, but okay, so let's erase this one and let me show you how to do it. So type /pre, then there's the option set, and so I'm going to redefine photo again, but instead of actually putting anything, I'm just going to make it blank, just like what we did to erase the prefer suffix. I'm going to make it blank, and then I'm just going to press enter a bunch of times, and there you go. So custom option photo removed. That's how you do that. Next, let's go over some legacy commands real quickly. And these are things that have been around for a long time. And now MidJourney has a way to do these things, but it's weird because not every, like if you're doing the app or if you're using the browser, you have different options. If you're doing something very particular, you need to know these commands. So I'm going to go over the deleting command, the job IDs, show job ID, as well as the seeds or same seed command. All right, let's go over deleting. And I got a few pictures that I want to delete because they came out very low detailed and they didn't look quite right. I got a few examples here that I want to delete, like this one right here. I don't know why her face is melting, but it looks like it would otherwise be a good picture, but let's delete this. And also, contrary to popular belief, deleting has always been around, and there's a lot of YouTubers that spread the myth that you couldn't delete. But I mean, I put the manual in my description, and that manual has been out for a long time, and there was always a way to delete. It just wasn't normal. It was kind of weird how you did it. So I'm going to show you that right now. And also another thing that's weird, if you're in the app or different browsers, you don't have the ability to delete sometimes. So this is very strange. So sometimes you can delete by going next to the picture and there's usually an X here. Sometimes that's there. Or sometimes you can go to the ellipsis and then there's a delete option here, but I don't have it now, which is kind of weird. But one way that you can always delete it and that always worked, like in the past in version 1, like back in the days, is to add a reaction. So you're going to add a reaction here, and it's this reaction here, which is this big red X. And if you can't find it, just type in this : X:. And when you type that in, you'll get this big red X, and you click on it and that thing will be deleted. So here's another picture I'm going to delete. So I'm going to go to the emote where it says add reaction. I'm going to click
and it's gone.
So that's how you delete, and trust me, your delete button is going to disappear depending on what app you're using. If you're using Edge versus Chrome, or if you're using the app itself, it's weird. I'm not really sure, but the delete button seems to disappear sometimes. So this is a way that you can always delete. So go to add reaction and click that X, and it will get rid of it. So I wanted to show you something real quick with the delete command. So I mean, if you don't want to pay for the private mode, or it's not an option for you, you can actually delete stuff. So it's kind of like your own private mode. So I mean, you already saw how to delete. So just go ahead and go into the delete button, and then it's gone from the library. You see I deleted that picture, and if you look in your library now, it's actually gone. So you won't be able to find that picture anywhere here. So that's another way to kind of do your own private mode if you're on a budget, I guess. But you could also do private mode and stop being cheap, right? That's another way to do it. And if you wanted to do private mode, you would just type /private and you would do this right here. I have a whole tutorial on pricing, and it also goes over private mode, but that's one way to do it. And you gotta like be careful there. Because it's automatic, kind of, it'll charge you with a click of a button. So, but that's one way to do it. All right, so the next tip is how to get the seed or the same seed command. And if you're not familiar with seeds, if you've never played with Stable Diffusion, the seed is actually what makes an image look similar to another image. So you can kind of get a pretty consistent result by adding the seed value in there. And for MidJourney, it's called -- same seed, which is a MidJourney command, but you have to get the seed by going through the emotes and selecting the envelope command, which is a little weird, but contrary to popular belief, again, we've always had the ability to get seeds and it's been in there. So a lot of people have kind of like sown the narrative that we couldn't get seeds, but it's been there all along. So seeds aren't actually as useful as they were in the past, because now we have the remix command. If you do a make variation here and you change some of the details and remix it, you'll get something pretty similar from what you're looking at now. So if I remix this girl, I'll get something pretty similar here. But it'll be a really quick explanation, and it's going to teach you another method which you can experiment with and try advanced techniques with. I've tried it in the preferred option set, but it doesn't seem to do a great job to have a same seed for that. And it does have a different result than the remix, but maybe it's just a different variation number. But let's check this out real quick. So I like this picture here, and you can see here the girl with the pimples. Still pretty. She's still pretty beautiful. I mean, even with the pimples and all. So let's go ahead and hover over this section, and then now we get this ability to add a reaction. We're going to add a reaction to find this envelope. So for you, it's not going to be in the top here since you never used it before, but you can just keep scrolling down here till you find it. Or I mean, it's envelope, right? You can remember typing in :envelope : that's all you got to do and you'll find it. So when you click on that, it'll give you a little envelope under the image that you were trying to get a seed for. Then you click on that and it'll actually appear at the bottom of your workspace, and this is the main workspace. So if you use a technique that I'm going to show you later, which is making different workspaces for different categories, you have to go to your main workspace. So this is where it is, and you'll see here it's all the information you need: job ID and seed. And since we have the job ID, let me show you something real quick. So you can actually grab this job ID and you could type show job ID or show/show, then press tab and then press Ctrl V. And I'll put that job ID in there so you can now edit it, because you can't edit the one where you get the seed, but you can get the seed information right there. So now let's try mixing things a little bit, and keep in mind, you can't use this with version 4 yet. So that's a little awkward, right? So let's try using this, and we're going to type --v space 3. So to make sure it's in version 3 so it doesn't give us an error. And then we'll type -- same seed and paste the space and then paste that seed in there, and then it'll work. And let's roll to the bottom, and it's working. All right, so now we got our same seed results, and it is terrible. It's like a blob of something. So we combined this girl's seed here with the statue that you find somewhere up here. Where is it? It was this statue, and it looked pretty terrible. But you know what? I think that stems from it being version 3, and that, you know, when version 4 actually accepts seeds, it might come out with some better results. But yeah, it's definitely different from the remix, isn't it? So I mean, there's one positive. All right, so now I'm going to show you the real reason why I showed you the seed command and how to find that envelope, is because when you create a video, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to find that envelope to get the video. But before you do that, you're actually going to have to put in a command here. So you're going to have to go to make variations. And remember, this could only be in version 3. So I'm going to type --v space 3. And then now I'm going to type --video. And this will allow you to create a video. So let's submit that, but you can't just get it. So you have to actually find the envelope to get it. We just went over finding that envelope, so it shouldn't be hard for you. But let's scroll to the bottom here, and you'll see here that there's that image that we created. And look at this version 3 stuff, how ugly it is. It's so bad. And like, I guess, you know, we had to do a lot more to get it to look a lot nicer, like these images here. I usually had to throw it to GFPGAN, and then, you know, my prompts were like a paragraph long. I had to throw it to GFPGAN, fix the eyes and everything, the face, and then re-add some textures using GIMP. And I have a tutorial on that as well, on both those things, and as well as some cross texturing, adding the pimples in from another picture layered under another picture, and, you know, kind of masking it in. But that's neither here nor there. I'm kind of getting off track here, but let's get back to this. So we remember how to get an envelope, right? So let's do this one. Click on add reaction and click on the envelope. It should be up here since you just used it, or you can just type in envelope up here, ENV, and you'll see this is the option, the one without the arrow. So go and click on it, and then it'll give you this right away. So this is a pretty short video, and if you want to download it, you just click on the link up here. I don't want it, but let's click play, and it's a very short video. It's like 5 seconds long. I didn't even see that. Oh, there it is. So I mean, this might be a little bit cooler when it's version 4, and if you could add a little bit more steps to it, because it's only like 5 seconds or 3 seconds, but that's how you do that. This next tip is for people that are on the $10 plan, and I was on a $10 plan for a while, and it was hell trying to find my picture through the sea of like information. These people just constantly posting pictures, and so it's not as busy as it used to be back in the days, but I'm pretty sure during some peak hours this thing will keep scrolling and scrolling, and it'll be so hard to actually try and track where you are. So to deal with that and to find your prompt, the one that you did, just go ahead and hold the control button and scroll out, and then you could have a bird's eye view of your stuff, and you can see here your stuff is highlighted and somebody put their face there. Don't do that, because that picture is there. I mean, if they put a different bottom half or just do whatever they want with your face, I mean, you put it up there. Anyways, back to the subject here. So once you find your image or your little section here, just go ahead and scroll in and then just try to follow it, and then you could find your picture that way. And that's probably the easiest way to find it. And so there's other ways as well. So this didn't turn out so well, but we can fix that for sure. One thing I noticed, and something you see in the newer channels, is you see these super long like text prompts, and you don't have to do that. And I think that this was a copy and paste of 3 different ones, because I see here he put 32K twice. So there's a 32K down here, then there's a 32K up here, and then he put like different lens options, and then he contradicted it somewhere down here. And then he put lumen reflections, ray tracing. So now the system's like competing with itself. It's trying to figure out what you really want. And it's not really creating something, just kind of, it's not really being guided. It's just kind of creating chaos here. You might as well type chaos at the end, because that's what it's doing. It's trying to compete with all these different elements. So don't put too much stuff if you want like a very specific picture. I mean, if you're trying to just create if you want like chaos, then you can do this. But his picture turned out pretty damn good. I mean, not bad, right? So you don't need to do that. And I wouldn't do it if you're trying to actually get something specific. Next tip, I'm going to teach you how to get super organized and create different chat rooms or servers, so you can actually just spam away in there and not have it affect all the rest of your items, because the last thing you want is thousands of images on the same channel or same server, because you're just gonna have to scroll up until you find something. Let's go ahead and add a server. So go all the way to the left here in Discord and click on the plus button, which is the add the server button. So I'm going to click on that, then click create my own. It really doesn't matter. Create my own, and then for me and my friends, and then I'm going to name the server spam. And then click create. All right, so now you have the server up, but you still need to link it to the MidJourney bot. So go ahead and go to MidJourney and find a place where the MidJourney bot is sending messages. So welcome tab always has it, easy to find. Right click on it and then click on profile. Now, if you're on a $30 plan and you haven't done this yet and you want to create a private chat room, just go ahead and click on send message and you'll have that private chat room. But we're going to create multiple chat rooms by adding this server. So I'm going to click on add server. Now I'm going to click on select server and then go ahead and find the server that we just created, which was spam. So I'm going to click on spam, continue, and then just select all the defaults here and then authorize it. Then click I am a human and beep boop beep boop. And that's it. I mean, now we can actually use this server to our heart's content. All right, so let's test out if this server works so we could just start spamming in here. So I'm going to type in /imagine and I'm going to write, I want to see spam, show me spam. And I'm going to use the prefer option set that we made earlier, which is the Vanta command. So -- Vanta, and that's it. So spam, high fashion, Vanta black colors, red accent. So it did all that. And so we're just going to wait and see what we get here. All right, so let's take a look at the result. And that's kind of weird. It's not really what I'm expecting when I type in spam. So over here, when you look at the Vanta, the high fashion's tricking it. Also, another thing is where it says patterns. That's something that's normally on clothes. So that's another way to kind of trick the AI into giving you something like a full body. So if you were to add something like a hat and shoes, then it's going to have to try to render both of them, right? So that's another way you can add a full body shot if it's not working. Normally you would just put full body shot, but sometimes it doesn't want to play nice, so that's another way to do it. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, so now that's a little bit better. I mean, this looks like the spam from hell. I mean, it looks like something out of Elder Scrolls. I don't know if you guys play Elder Scrolls or not, or New World. So that looks pretty crazy. I actually like this, and it says Sam. Since spam is Sam. That's one thing that MidJourney hasn't been able to do yet. And it seems like some of the incoming art generators, the ones from Facebook, as well as the one from NVIDIA, are able to do words, but you know what, it really doesn't matter. You can just erase this and then type in your own words using some photo editing tools. Another cool trick is that if you want it to look alien-like this, or really dark and sick, I mean, just put HR Geiger and that'll do the job. Another thing I want to bring up is that you can win $40 of fast GPU hours, or a $40 pack here it says, but the criteria, it's pretty sketchy. It just says there will be prizes for winning images and members who rate large number of images. And so it's very vague and they don't really tell you. The rumor is every 1,000, if you're in the top 1,000, you get like 1 fast hour. And I don't know how you get the 40-hour pack, and just keep in mind that this is the MidJourney manual officially from their website. You can get here from the MidJourney homepage. But you know, if it's still valid, who knows? This thing is moving so fast. I don't know if they updated their manual, but this is currently in their manual as of right now. Let me show you how to rank some of these images. So you go to your MidJourney homepage, and then over here on the left, you see a button for ranking with a thumbs up. Go ahead and click on that. And on the left is your images, and on the right is the community images. So you can rate your images first. So I'm going to start with this one here. So this one is pretty basic. I'm going to give it, actually, I don't know. So maybe that. I like this one. This one's kind of funny, but I don't know. Unhappy. I like this one. I love that one. That one I'm happy about, but there's like wings on her head for some reason. This one, well, you get the idea. So basically you're rating these and whatever rating you want, and that's basically it. So that, I like that, and that's it. One thing that I noticed when I was making this video is that I was able to chat with the MidJourney bot and all my different servers, even though I was on the $10 plan. Has something changed? If anybody knows, please put that in the comments, because in the past that was only for the $30 plan, but for some reason I could do it now in the private session with the MidJourney bot, as well as my own servers that I created. All right, let's go over adding images to MidJourney real quick. First, you need to find an image. I'm going to use Ed from 90 Day Fiancé. And if you haven't watched that show, it's hilarious. So here, go to images and then just click on the image you want. I like this one. I'm going to right click on it and then go to copy image link. Now, you might not always see that, and you might have to keep clicking on the picture until you can drill down, until you can see it. But once you got that, just go ahead and go to Discord, then put /imagine. And I would recommend putting something real simple after that, just to describe what we're looking at, because the computer might get confused sometimes. So I'm going to put superhero. That's what we're looking at. All right, just put that in. So I already have some results down here, but we'll see what it reimagines. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. That's kind of like what we were expecting, right? So let's try another one, and let's do one of Emma Stone. She has a very unique look, so it'd be cool to turn her into something. So let's go copy image link, go back to Discord, /imagine, then paste the link in there. Make sure it has the JPEG or the PNG at the end of the link, which means that you got the right link. But I mean, you'll know when it's wrong, right? But okay, so I pasted that in, and maybe as Harry Potter. And let's see what that gives us. All right, so they're done, and I got some pretty interesting results here. Ed from 90 Day Fiancé kind of just looks like anybody's dad if they were a superhero. But that's kind of what I expected. I don't know what you expected. But the funny thing is, look at Emma Stone here. I said as Harry Potter, and he came out, I guess it was Harry Potter 1, because she's like 8 years old here. But yeah, check it out. And it seems that MidJourney still struggles with the glasses. This one kind of melted, but it's definitely kind of what we would expect with Harry Potter like. And so the next one, I put a little typo here, and it made something really sick, like something that would be on like a serial killer's wall or something. Just something really weird. Looks like this one combined Daniel Radcliffe with her, and this one is just, I don't know, that one's pretty sick. And this one was just kind of really random. I guess I gotta specify female because her jaw is a little bit more like a male's jaw, but it looks good on her, but it's just her features kind of got mistaken with a guy's feature here. This top left one and the bottom right one look pretty amazing, but this one wasn't Harry Potter. It was just with brown glasses. And then I started to turn her into a superhero. And it seems with her type of face structure, you really gotta you really got to specify that. You got to put that female in there, or you're going to get some of these like on the top left here. The rest look pretty amazing. All right, so let's look at this bottom one. And this one's more cartoony. I could probably put no cartoon at the end to try and get rid of that, but it looks pretty amazing. I think all of them look pretty good. All right, so let's go over the remix feature right now and try to make some adjustment to some of these pictures here. So the one at the top, this one, I think they would look okay if you would just put no glasses. So let's try that out. Let's do the remix. So this is, and if you didn't know, there's a quadrant here. The top left one is 1, the next one is 2, then the bottom left is 3, and then this one is 4. So that's how you look at these, U1 to U4 and V1 to V4. So let's do the second one. So that would be variation 2. I'm clicking on V2, and then I'm just going to add -- no glasses at the end, no space glasses, and try that out. And this one was sick because of the round thing. So I don't know if there's a decent one here. They all look, actually, I don't know. Let's leave that one alone. Okay, let's go further down, and this one we can actually fix the first one just by putting female in the prompt. So let's just put female and try that out. And then this one, I want it to be more realistic, so let's put no cartoon, and then probably photorealism. I could spell that right. I hope that, oh, it's not spelled right. Oh, so dumb. All right, cool. Let's try that out, see what we get. Hey, it's me from the future, 2 minutes later. God, I'm 2 minutes older now. But let's take a look at some of the remixing we did here. So this one, we had a male and we wanted a female, so I put female to it. So this is what the picture looked like before, and here's some of the results after. I think this one I also added photorealistic. Yep, I added photorealism on that one. And this one is also one of them. Wait, no, not that one. This one, you could tell because you can see the female in there. And this is one of them. It was a little bit more cartoony. Here's another one. And here's the last one. And they all look pretty amazing, and they all look like females now. So don't forget to put female when a girl has like a jawline that's kind of like a male's. But, you know, honestly, it really just helps just to put it anyways, just because, you know, the system doesn't want to kind of like try to find pictures that are not related. So if you put female, it helps. Young female, old female. You got to specify the age as well. So age and gender. And contrary to popular belief, gender is real. There's males and females in this world. So this is the one with the photorealism attached to it. And I didn't like it because it kind of veered off from what we originally had. So I started messing with it some more and got back to what it should be. And so this one, you can see here, it doesn't say photorealism on it, is because once you have this already, you can start messing with it without putting photorealism every time to try and get back to where you were. Bunch of examples of that down here as well. So you can see here, pretty nice image, and it's photorealistic. Some of them came out super photorealistic. I like this one. This one I can't tell between like a human and this girl, like a real picture, and it came out pretty nice. But it's pretty far from what it was supposed to be, and I changed some of her features, and it didn't give me what I wanted, so I put freckles and blonde hair, and it like gave me this. But its original image was this, so you could kind of tell that it tried to keep some of the elements, but it made it even more photorealistic. So you can just keep playing with it until you get the picture that you want. I made probably like 4 or 5 images before I actually got this one, which was super photorealistic. I mean, Stable Diffusion, if you want photorealistic, go to Stable Diffusion and get a realistic checkpoint file or something like that. But MidJourney does a pretty good job now with version 4, and I think this is as real as I want to get. I still want it to be kind of like a drawing, or a painting, so it's up to preference, and if you just keep messing with it, you'll eventually get what you want. So the next one was the Harry Potter girl, the one with the melting glasses, and we wanted to fix it by taking out the glasses by putting in -- no glasses. So let's see what it came up with. MidJourney still struggles with glasses, unfortunately, but it's better than it was before. And so it's the same girl pretty much. I mean, she still looks British.
You sound like you're from London.
It did a pretty good job at keeping it similar. One thing you got to keep in mind too, I did some additional remixes here at the bottom, and you see here I didn't specify male, female, and it came out with this. All right, so that's something that you might want to do, because Harry Potter is a dude, right? So it's gonna so even if the jaw is not square, it knows that Harry Potter is a guy. One thing I wanted to bring up is that the light upscale, the beta upscale, redo, and the remaster seems completely broken right now. And I'm sure it's going to get fixed in just a couple of weeks because this thing moves so fast. But let's take a look at these. So I light upscaled her. So just remember that face. Everything is perfect. She's gorgeous, except her glasses. You know, the glasses are broken for some reason. And this girl, same thing, just perfect face, everything, the art style, everything is pristine. So this one I did a light upscale and this one I did a beta upscale. And let's take a look at the result. So the first one, this definitely downgraded it to version 3. It seems like it's trying to light upscale it back to version 3. But this is what I got from that, which I'll show you how to fix this. So it's not a big deal. You can just actually go ahead and save the picture and then copy his path, and then you can just put it into something GFPGAN like, and this is what you get. I mean, that's a lot better. It completely fixes the face, except it takes out some of the eye color. I did a tutorial on how to keep a lot of the textures that you want to keep and selectively kind of change the bad and keep the good. There's a GIMP tutorial on that. So GIMP is a free Photoshop type of tool. And you could also change your eye colors to split it. And then a cool thing about this tool is there's also a human matting feature. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically you upload it to the tool and then you'll get a picture like this. So you can take out the background. But yeah, so you can keep those older pictures and fix them. You don't have to throw them away. This site uses an older version of GFPGAN, but as you can see, the results are stunning. So it's still pretty nice. If you want the newer version, I'd just get Stable Diffusion, and in there you can actually combine GFPGAN with code former to get some pretty good results. But I do like using this tool since it's just as easy as go to the link, upload it, and then you can use GFPGAN and the human matting as well. You can do this stuff in Photoshop as well, but that Photoshop's not cheap. Now let's take a look at what the beta upscale did. Although not terrible, I mean, this still looks good, but it's a downgrade by every definition of a downgrade, and it made the glasses worse actually. And then her eye colors aren't the same. Her eyes are a little bit crooked. The glasses seem to dig into her eye now. I mean, it did give her some pores, but at the same time, a little too much on the nose, and it's a downgrade. So something to take note of: when you do a light upscale and a detailed upscale and a beta upscale, you actually get the ability to remaster. So I did a remaster, and remaster seems broken too, and it gave us even worse results. This is so bad compared to the original. I mean, look at this. It's not even the same girl, and like, I fixed the glasses. The glasses are round now, but it turned her into somebody that wasn't the other girl. It seemed to put its own watermark here of gibberish, which is kind of funny, and then it gave us the messed up hands. So yeah, that's the state of light upscale, beta upscale, and remaster right now. I'm sure it's going to be fixed within a month. Here's another cool post-processing editing trick. We're looking at Clip Drop's Relight right now, and you can actually light up your photo differently to change the effect and give it more of a dramatic appeal, or even change the atmosphere, which I have trouble saying atmosphere, which is one of the words I have trouble saying. And there's other words too, but as you can tell.
3 of the hardest things for people to say: I was wrong, I need help, and Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Well, let's try this out. Let's grab one of the photos and drop it in here. That's all you do. Just drag it in there. You don't even have to sign in. Just go to the link in my description and you have access to this. Once we're in here, you could already see it's changing the light. And this one already had some pretty good lighting. I kind of like what it looks like now, but let's just change it just to show you what it looks like. All right, so let's take a look at the tool real quick. So at the top, you see this light bulb, and this will turn on the effect and off the effect. So right now it's off, and this is what the picture looks like before. And when you click it on, it'll completely change the lighting based on your parameters. And so as you can see, this light, you can move it around and light up only particular places. Check that out. So shadowing, of course, the older picture looked better, but this is to show you how to use this tool. And so you can put it right here, and then her left side is shadowed. And so you got 2 different things here. You got ambient light. So ambient's the overall lighting. So right now it's set to white, and I could raise it up or I can put it down. So I'm going to put it down so I can see the other light effects. And these are the normal lights. And I had to erase the other lights using this trash can feature. I just wanted to see one light. You can add multiple lights. And so here, I'll show you a little trick. You can put it on one side to shadow one side of her face. But what you can also do is just put it right on her face and then lower the distance until her eyes aren't lit up. And then you can see here that it's lighting up the background. And then when you got something that you like, just click on this eyeball here, and then you can see the picture in all its glory. So I'm going to move it just a little bit up. I'm going to put radius down, and it looks like the light's coming from behind her. Once you're satisfied with your picture, just click download. And so that's another way to change the lighting in your photo. And I don't think you would necessarily want to change it to something that looked like this, but you could if you wanted to. And that's completely free. I don't even see a watermark on it. So, I mean, do you see a watermark? And that was completely free. high definition photo that it downloaded, and it was super quick. Everything was quick. I didn't sign up. This is a pretty cool tool. One more example for Relight here. You can actually remove the background. So let's click on this background thing here and just unclick that. And so similar to the arc thing that I showed you earlier, you could remove the background. And the reason why this is important for AI art is because you could throw this back in and you could create different backgrounds, or you can use Photoshop or GIMP to come back in here and do some cool things with it. So transparent, we'll just do that. And it's an easy way to matte your image and take out the background like real quick. All right, so those are some ways you can grab an image offline and then put into your prompt, and some ways you can change them, as well as some post-processing effects. But what if that image wasn't online and it was on your computer and it was like a picture of yourself, and you wanted to put yourself in here to turn yourself into a superhero or something? So I have some pictures ready here. I think you can only put 3 at a time without the professional version, but just go ahead and click on all 3 of the pictures you want to put in here, or one picture, and then just drag it into MidJourney. That's about it. You just press enter and those are in there. Just wait for it to load. As you can see, it's already here. That was pretty quick. So all you gotta do is click on that face, like this one right here. And if you don't know who this is Catriona Gray. She's the winner of Miss Universe. I forgot what year, but this is her. So let's grab this picture. And the way to grab a picture that you put in here yourself is to open it, to expand it to here, then you right click on it and then go copy image link, just like you did with the web thing, but this time it's on Discord and you put it here. So let's take a look at this. So now you would just do /imagine like you would do normally, and then paste the image in there. So let's try meshing 2 dissimilar images. And so I'm going to take a picture that I got online. So this is actually, I got it online from my own profile. So I created this, and I'm going to take this one right here with the color explosion kind of abstract art, and copy image link. And then I'm going to drop it into Discord. I got multiple Discords open right here, /imagine. Then I'm going to take the image that we just uploaded into MidJourney, or Discord. So right click on it, copy image link. I'm just going to put them right next to each other and just put portrait, I guess, portraits, and see what it does. All right, so the pictures are in, so let's take a look at it right now. And they're pretty unique. So I like this technique, and I've actually gotten better results in the past, and I could probably redo it a bunch of times to get something that's really stunning. But I think this is enough to kind of show you what's going on here. So it's combining those abstract colors and putting it into this image and creating a pretty standard image into something very unique. This was actually in the manual a long time ago on how to do this, and I think a lot of people are kind of catching on now and starting to do this and making some amazing art. And just try it out, and I guarantee you the art it creates is pretty stunning.
So let's take a look at some of these images that I use creating this same technique of combining abstract art with one of our pictures here. And you can see I did it to the Valkyrie here, and her wings are all different colors. And if a picture says 1,000 words, this did 1,000 things to it. There's so much going on here, and it just changed it completely. It looks amazing. I'm sorry, my voice is a little... actually, this is a preview for a tutorial I did on voice AI. And if you want to sound like Biden or Obama or anybody, actually, you can actually train different voices and make your own custom ones. You can even put your voice. You should check it out. Let's get back to it though.
Oh my God! Wow!
Okay, I'm back. Check it out. It creates some really nice images, and this one would actually benefit from Relight to show her arm. I thought it was missing at first. This one too, but it creates some really unique images, and the fire's different colors, her wings are different colors, a technique that I use to just kind of create very original artwork. It usually gives me a pretty good effect, and I've had some better results actually in the past. Used to be able to do weights with images and separate the 2 images, and can't do that in version 4, but perhaps in the future. In my next tutorial, I'm going to be going over a lot of these types of techniques on how to use either an image to fix an image that you have, or how to use an image to create unique results, and also how to use an image to image just in more different ways than the ones that we covered here. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm just going to end it right here, and I'm going to create 1 or 2 more parts to this tutorial, like I said, and it's going to go over the other stuff like the image to image, the image to prompt, as well as, you know, how to put yourself in there and turn yourself into a superhero, the different styles that people use, the more popular kinds of lighting techniques and things that a lot of people tend to use. And if you watched this long, you know, thanks for watching this long. I'm glad you made it to the end of the video. I know there was a lot of stuff, but trust me, this is the kind of stuff that will really help your workflow and really make your work look amazing. Because if you don't put this stuff in the prefer option sets or servers, you're going to give up. You're going to not try to remember things. You're not going to look for pictures and find references. It's just going to be kind of unmanageable. There's going to be a lot of chaos. You're not going to enjoy AI art, and you're not going to create the best art that you can create because you're too focused on trying to like look for things and try and find different styles that you forgot about. And it's just looking at a notepad that's just messy and has like thousands of different prompts in there. So you don't have to do that. MidJourney already has these tools available for you to handle that stuff. So just go ahead and use them, and it'll make you a better artist, and it's going to save you a lot of time, and it's also going to save you a lot of headache. If you learned something from this tutorial that you didn't learn from other MidJourney tutorials, or you like the content and want to spread it to others, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It'll help me a lot, and it'll also help spread the video to others. I just want to thank you for watching this far, and take care. Check out the next video when it comes out.
Thank you for watching, and as always, sayonara, aloha, hafa adios, zaijian, alvida, annyeong, pa el lam, and please come again.